Hello everyone and welcome back to Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. We're also going to talk about regulations and the banking system. So let's take a look. U.S. Treasury Secretary calls unscheduled meeting with top financial regulators. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has called an unscheduled meeting with top financial regulators. Moreover, Bloomberg reported the meeting will be closed to the public and featured a Financial Stability Oversight Council. The meeting takes place amidst the growing turmoil within the nation's banking sector. Specifically, Yellen is reported calling on regulators to address market and depositors' concerns with leaders of the Federal Reserve and the FDIC. But didn't she just say that the banks are totally safe? You should be putting your money in the bank. Jerome Powell said the same thing. The banking system is fine. But what I think is actually going on is people are starting to wake up and realize the banks are in trouble. And they're running and pulling their money out at an alarming rate. And now they're afraid that more banks are going to collapse. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Just in, Jim Cramer says Deutsche Bank is very profitable and doing well. So it looks like Deutsche Bank could be the next to fall because whatever Jim Cramer says, you can expect the opposite to happen. Now, Operation Choke Point 2.0 is a conspiracy, but it's also real. Same sentence. How exactly does that work? Now, we know Operation Choke Point 2.0 is absolutely real because we're in crypto. We just watched the SEC take out so many different cryptos over the past couple months and celebrities as well. But it goes beyond that. It goes into the banking system also. Did the government start a global financial crisis in an attempt to destroy crypto? In January 2023, it became clear that a new chapter had opened up in the Biden admin's war on crypto. Some in the crypto space noticed highly coordinated activity between the White House, financial regulators, and the Fed, aimed at dissuading banks from dealing with crypto clients, making it far more difficult for the industry to operate. This is problematic because it represented an attempt seizure of power far beyond what is normally reserved for the executive branch. So not only is the SEC working above their power, so is the executive branch. These warnings were echoed by members of Congress like Senator Hagerty, Representative Davidson, and Whip Emmer. Subsequent efforts were made in the House hearing to determine whether the regulatory harassment is legal. It wasn't just banking regulators either. In the last month, regulatory attempts to kneecap the crypto industry in the U.S. escalated dramatically. Here's what it comes down to. They don't want me or you in crypto. They don't want the banks touching crypto. And they want crypto innovation to leave this country. And that's what's going on. And I believe that something bigger is going on behind the scenes. I believe all of everything that's happening right now is all tied right back to the World Economic Forum. Americans face a rapidly encroaching emergency, CBDC power grab. The people who control the levers of power think the only way to patch things up involves the installation of a monetary social credit score system. And that's what they're striving for. That's why all of this is really happening. They want to go full steam ahead with the CBDC. FedNow attracts real-time payments early adopters. Now we see here, so Bridge Community Bank, the processor ACI Worldwide, Star One Credit Union, and the fintech Temenos are among the companies that expect to be early adopters of the FedNow faster payment system when it goes live in July. But is it going to go live in July? That's the big question. Because now we're starting to see other politicians come out with laws. The case against central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, grows stronger by the day. Senator Mike Lee just introduced the No Central Bank Digital Currency Act, or No CBDC Act, today. Now, this is something I really want to point out to all of you because this is very important. CBDCs put the future of financial privacy, freedom, and markets at risk, and these bills would provide much needed safeguards against the U.S. issuing a CBDC. Senator Lee's bill, for example, would establish clear boundaries for not just the Federal Reserve, but also the Department of Treasury. Time and time again, Fed Chair Jerome Powell and former Vice Chair Lael Brainerd have skirted questions on the Fed's authority to issue a CBDC. Likewise, the Treasury seems to have taken the lead on pushing CBDCs forward under the Biden administration. Considering these developments, it's clear that Senator Lee's approach is indeed warranted. So remember when we seen Jerome Powell say, well, CBDCs are years away. And you see Janet Yellen saying, oh, the banking system's fine. Go put your money in the bank. Here all the time, in the background, she's working to push a CBDC as well. And that's why these laws are getting put in place, because politicians are realizing their secret plan. Is this finally an atomic bomb from the SEC? So this is about Coinbase and that Wells notice. Cases need to get before judges in order to get clarity on when tokens become securities and when the trading of tokens require registration as an exchange, wrote Jarrett Seinberg, a policy analyst at TD Cowen. In a note to clients, the SEC bringing an action against Coinbase is a long-term positive for the space. So he says it's a positive thing that the SEC is going to end up in court. In other words, they need a judge to determine what's a security and what is not, kind of like what's happening in the Ripple case. But I believe this goes beyond that. I believe Gary's just trying to tear down crypto in the U.S. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Now remember, BlackRock and Coinbase are partners. I never thought the SEC would go after Coinbase in any way. Other people are now saying this is an easy power grab for BlackRock. They're going to take over Coinbase. I'm not so sure that's going to happen though. Coinbase to start donating to pro-crypto candidates in U.S. elections. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong has stated the exchange's intention to start donating to pro-crypto candidates in U.S. elections. Moreover, the statement arrives a day after the company received a Wells notice from the U.S. SEC. Specifically, Armstrong urged crypto users to elect pro-crypto candidates, additionally noting that the exchange would be working to organize crypto users to support candidates who could positively impact the industry as a whole. And I feel the same way. I don't care if the person's a Republican or a Democrat. If they're pro-crypto, I will most likely vote for them for one reason. Because I'm investing in crypto. My money's tied up in crypto. And I want crypto innovation to stay in the U.S. I don't want them to push it away anymore. Coinbase, we are getting sued by the SEC, the community. Oh no, shocker. Our condolences. Ripple, we are getting sued by the SEC, community. Oh, I'm not going to say that. Nobody cares about you. You just got to love this community. And that's kind of like what happened. You know, when Ripple got sued, people said, well, that's a Ripple problem. Some later realized how big the Ripple versus SEC case actually is. They started to realize that Ripple's out there fighting for all of crypto, and a win for Ripple is a win for crypto. But now that it's Coinbase, people are shocked and they're worried because most people have money tied up in Coinbase. So now the tide has turned. But in no way should any of you ever hope that the SEC wins against Coinbase. You should be rooting for Coinbase the same way you root for Ripple. Because even though I'm critical of Coinbase, I'm still rooting for them. Pro XRP lawyer, new campaign sends over 2,000 messages to alert Congress of SEC overreach. The latest campaign comes as Coinbase on Wednesday revealed that it had received a Wells notice from the regulator. Now, Johnny Deaton, he's pro-crypto all the way around, and he came up with a way that you could connect to Congress right here. Congress writes the laws that regulators like the SEC have to follow. It has never been more important for digital asset holders in the US to make themselves heard. And if you hold crypto, you definitely should do this. You should make your voice heard because Congress needs to do something. They need to get framework in place around crypto. They need to rein in Gary Gensler before it's too late. Ripple versus SEC. Here's newest update as hopes quicker for resolution grow. So, pro Ripple lawyer Jeremy Hogan took to Twitter to state his viewpoint on the SEC's response. The SEC finally replies to Ripple's supplemental authority, he said. While it raises valid points about the Bittner case, its attempt to argue that the Voyager judge did not state that the crypto space faced obvious uncertainty is smirkable, he continued. Hogan further adds, I think these are two cases that are bad for the SEC, and this reply negates the Bittner decision as a little but does not take away much bite from the Voyager judge's ruling. That Voyager order is really good for Ripple. Now, hopes for a quicker resolution grow. According to Fox Business piece by Eleanor Turret, the legal quandary between Ripple and the SEC might soon end. The report cites attorneys working on the case as saying that Judge Torres might rule on summary judgment motions in coming days. Let's hope that happens. Either Ripple or the SEC might have the victory. Another outcome might be that the judge could order the case to go to trial. We definitely do not want that to happen. That will take months. The article highlighted three possible outcomes. Ripple president Monica Long recently stated in a CNBC interview that the company was optimistic about reaching a positive resolution in the SEC case. I really want this case to come to an end as soon as possible. I cannot wait for it to happen. I'm sure most of you cannot wait for it to happen. Break out the calculator right now and conservatively take whatever XRP you hold and times it by $13. Because that is pretty much a guarantee at this point. Almost everybody inside of crypto Twitter can agree on that price. I still believe it's going to go much higher based on all the growth around the XRP ledger all last year and this year, plus all the growth around Ripple and XRP and all those new ODL corridors opening up all the time. I believe it's going to probably get closer to $30. Then we're going to have to wait and see where it goes from there around ISO. Because you got to remember, I don't believe any value came from ISO yet. I don't think we're quite there yet. But again, that's going to be something that'll come later also. Everything looks great for XRP holders. And the future looks so bright for all of us. All we have to do now is stay patient, stay positive, continue holding, and let everything come to light. Because when it does, it is going to be epic, in my opinion. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you watching my videos. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.